wage workers work in a sales environment or the fast food industry. Now, this is important because most people at one point or another in their lives have worked in a minimum wage position and have experienced the struggle of supporting not only themselves but their family as well with the minimum wage income. In my most recent proposal report, I've done a little research through the New York Times database to gather information to see about possibly raising the minimum wage at my previous place of employment, Walmart, the current issue of the minimum wage at hand, possible proposal to fix it, and of course costs. In business, it all comes down to cost. Now, at Walmart, I was a customer service manager. I handled thousands of dollars in cash a day. I made manager decisions. I had manager tasks. And I only got paid slightly over $10 an hour to do those things. Now, granted, that is over minimum wage, but the pay didn't compensate the work that was being done. And that's just to show that with minimum wage, it also wasn't compensating the work that was being done for those employees that were under me. Now, it's not only in a sales environment that this is an issue, it's also in the fast food industry. In 2013, in over 50 cities in the U.S., McDonald's workers protested for McDonald's to increase the minimum wage to $15. Now, some may think that's a bit of a high increase, too high of an increase, $15 for minimum wage, but it's to be determined. Obviously, with the goal of the increase, you want to satisfy the employee needs while not hurting the business and still making profit. Now, to do this, it is possible, but you have to prepare for it. And part of preparing for it is to look for ways to cut costs rather, before you implement more costs. So what I would suggest is go through your employee records. Find those employees on disciplinary actions, those employees that are not improving your business, but rather hurting the production schedule. Now, by narrowing down these employees, you can then lay them off or do what you need to do to get them out, so that way you're no longer paying them while you work on getting the increase. Now, after that, you have to determine the amount of the increase. For my proposal to Walmart, I suggested just 25%. Take 25% of the employee's current wage, increase it by that amount. Then take the top 10 stores in profit, find 5 that are in high cost of living areas and 5 in low cost of living areas, and run a simple little trial run. Implement the 25% increase. Now, there wouldn't be anything needed to do this. You might want to improve your software just for monitoring purposes on your monthly and annual review. That's up to you if it's in the budget. But you will need your employee records, the records that should already be on hand. Now, you won't have to hire anyone special to do this. Your human resources department will be able to take care of going through employee records to find who to lay off and implementing the increases to those employees that are employed. Then your accounting department is responsible for making sure that you're making profit from month to month. Now, as I stated earlier, there is going to be a monthly and annual review. With the monthly review, you just want to take a look, make sure that business is improving gradually. Obviously, it's not going to be an immediate improvement, but it will gradually change. At the annual review, you want to make sure that at the end of the year, the business has still made money, the employees are happier, service is better, and production is increased. Now, the cost to this can vary, because I also suggested, yes, start off with 25%, but during those reviews, if it's determined that 25% is a little bit too much, or maybe it's not enough, make an adjustment. Change the amount that you're doing the increase for. So it could vary store by store. So, for example, in my proposal, I stated that if it was a 25% increase for a company that has wages that are totaling roughly $35 or $37.37, the 25% increase would come out to be about $9.35, which isn't too bad. And keep in mind, you also be cutting costs with laying off employees that are deserving of the layoff. So after the reviews, determine if the 25% should stick or if it should vary. After you've determined, the cost of living, the type of store, what their profit is, what the proper increase would be, implement it into all the stores. Then from there, for the next 5 years, just do annual reviews to make sure that production is still increasing, service is still better, employee happiness is still improved. Just make sure that everything is still on the right track. So in conclusion, it is possible to increase the minimum wage. Not only minimum wage, but maybe just the wages in general. I stated just start with 25% and work from there. It's a slow process. You have to take it on a store-by-store basis, and it is a trial run. It's not something to do all at once in every store because it will impact you significantly. To minimize a negative impact, you definitely want to take it in steps and slowly and just ease into the process. Thank you.